Okay, we're on the air, guys.
Yay!
Okay, so roll call. I'll start. Mariah
Call.
Michaelis.
Uh,
Who's next?
I'm Hannah. Hannah Arnold.
Courtney Hobwhite's here.
Nicole Huntsman's here.
Savannah, did you say your name? Because I don't think we heard you. I just heard you. I just saw you wave.
It's here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Savannah's here.
Oh, Savannah, I think you said Hannah.
Oh, no, Hannah's here. Savannah, we can't hear you. Your microphone, it says it's on. I don't know. We just can't hear you. That's weird.
I'm in the schools.
Rich is here.
Yeah. I want some milk.
Is that everybody? And then Adam will be coming. He'll be joining us later.
Yeah, we're missing Adam and
Mandy?
Mandy.
Yeah.
Well, I talked to Mandy actually earlier tonight because we're doing the group project together, so I can just text her real quick.
Yeah, how does that work exactly?
So you go onto the content page. So you click on the home page and it has that little weekly summary thing that she has. And at the very bottom, it has the names of who you're assigned with.
Oh, okay.
We don't have.
Perfect.
We don't.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that's due Monday, right? Or Saturday?
Yeah, it's Monday at like 8 a.m.
Okay, perfect. Okay, are we ready to start on the questions?
Yeah, let's knock these out.
Let's do it.
Of course, they're the same 3 questions, aren't they?
There are 4 questions. Let's see here. But they're just done with the 3 different things. So you guys watch the videos with the advocate.
Yeah.
And then it's the article with, let's see here.
Hello,
what was
Adam.
It again?
It was that
Matt Walsh article.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with the first advocate, and that was the one that was for traditional marriage. And the first question is, what principles of effective speaking did you see in his speech? And honestly, I'm really sorry, I didn't see a lot. I don't know if it was just me or... What did you guys think?
Can you remind me which one it was, and then I'll tell you? Because there were.
He's the one that got up and basically talked about God the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Here, Angelina said something. Give me un momento, por favor. Okay. Oh, she's got the ones for the next question. Whoops. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot. I love it.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Because you guys could totally disagree with me. I'm totally okay with that.
I personally thought that his approach was it was not catchy at all. It didn't draw me in. He was strong in his viewpoints, but it I don't know. I got turned off. Felt like I was going to be sent down to Hades or something.
I agree.
Seriously.
I think one of the things, so when we were reviewing that video that we had to write the initial post on and stuff, she talked about storytelling, and I think that helped the second guy's points. Like, it helped him seem a lot more credible because he's like, oh, actually, I came from that family, and this is how it affected me. But the first guy is just like, no, you should trust me because this is what the Bible says, and that's it. Like, nothing to really, like, grab you in or help you relate to his detail or his view, you know?
It
Well,
kind
Mom.
of.
Oh, sorry. That.
Sorry. Well, I was just thinking about last week how we talked about testimony a little bit, and it kind of reminds me of like missionaries that can go and they can teach a gospel and they can say all the facts, but if there's no testimony, if there's nothing to like grab onto, the people are never going to relate. And I kind of felt like that also with this guy it was just like the hardcore, like this is how it is, and it just never like caught anyone's attention. At least it didn't for me. So I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly did. Not everyone has a Bible background. Not everyone believes in a God. Not everyone believes in Christ.
Agreed.
So you just basically shut off about 90% of your listeners because they don't believe the Bible. The thing about with this world that we're living in, we know where we stand and we know the doctrine, but we also have to have earthly knowledge to back it up.
I agree. So,
All right.
sorry. So, is this Angelina's? Yeah, Angelina. Did she write something about this in her little?
I couldn't find that one. 1 second.
She wrote a lot. She did really good.
Okay. So the next question is, what was the basis or premise for his stance?
Religion.
Yeah. Bible.
Yep.
We all agree.
All right. Agreed. All right. If you were on the fence when it comes to same-sex marriage, how would you feel after listening to his speech? Honestly, I would have been so turned off and been like, he's just a Bible-hugging not hippie, but Bible-hugging conservative dude.
Yeah.
And
That
I
really
think if I weren't religious, I would be like, wait a minute, doesn't God love all of his children? Doesn't he want, like that's an easy argument to
A
make.
lot.
His
I feel
argument didn't dispute that or didn't say
I
anything.
eat them more here.
I feel like a lot of times people view us like that too. Like I had a teacher that he had like some kind of a conference or something, and he was gonna give like his opinions on same-sex marriage and stuff, and they were they weren't horrible opinions. They were very broad, so all the world could understand and like what we thought, but in a very loving and kind manner, in the way that God would present it, and it got so out of hand that they actually had to cancel it because people would believe that we're so against it and we think awfully about same-sex marriage and the people that do it are complete sinners, when really we know that they're God's children and we still love them.
Yeah.
It's just they choose differently, and
On the
Heavenly Father loves all of his children. So I don't know, I think that's hard that we kind of have that kind of a, I guess, I don't know, what's it called? Where everyone kind of views us like that kind of a person. It's kind of sad.
I agree. I'm just typing, guys. Okay. What is the less effective about his speech? And I think really quickly he brought too much. He basically only used the Bible and said everyone was sinners. So it turned people off, even us that are religious folks. Like that was the.
Yeah.
I feel like he didn't show very much respect for other people when he was talking about it also, and other people's beliefs, and he doesn't have to believe what they believe, but he should respect what they believe and basically not call everyone like sinners and stuff. So
I agree. Yeah.
Honey, I'm on here for homework.
Rich, you're hearing double everything?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're all making really good statements, but I am hearing everything twice at about 20 to 30 seconds behind each other.
I hear that happens sometimes, but you just kind of keep going and then it'll get better. I mean, that's just what I've heard. I have no idea.
You might check and make sure you don't have a second window of it open.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's an idea.
What?
Yeah, Savannah said the same thing, that it happened to her a few weeks ago. She had it open twice.
So,
Huh.
one.
Okay. Are we ready to move
Yeah,
on?
let's move on, Hannah.
Okay. And this is one sex marriage of effective speech. I personally saw that I mentioned he was an Eagle Scout. He mentioned so many that it was more relatable to people.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Sorry, Hannah, could you repeat the question? I didn't hear it.
Oh. What principles of effective speaking did you see in his speech?
Gotcha, thank you.
I think like what was said before is he told a story which, you know, people are able to connect with.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? Okay, what was the basis or premise?
You could tell
for
that he
his
was a
stance?
lot more supported in his views. He told his story very well, and he was very persuasive.
I think he even, like, he kind of gave his credentials too. That he's like, I'm a college student. You know, we did talk about how he mentioned he was an Eagle Scout. But the other guy, he pretty much all he said was like, I'm a Christian. But the other guy, like, you can tell that he's well educated. He, you know, probably has thought about this a lot. Sorry, that's like probably not even relating to the question, but that like is fairly top of my mind.
It's like you could tell he was prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what was the basis or the premise for his stance? I said, let's see, the fact that he wasn't screwed up for having same-sex parents. I think the reason he was able to, like, become so relatable is he wasn't screwed up. He didn't really.
I think that's
Because that's what
something.
that's the one thing that people, especially like Christian folks, I've noticed, who are noticed same-sex marriage, they don't see them as, like, they see them that they're going to be screwed up and they're going to be not have a normal life and everything, which isn't true.
Right.
And so the fact that they brought someone in that looked normal and was relatable, it helped them out so much. You know?
It's no different. It's no different than looking at somebody who was raised by an alcoholic. I mean, that's,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
True.
we're all individuals. We make choices to become what we want to become.
Yep.
And someone who battles with same gender attraction, that's a choice. That's a behavior, and so we can control choices and behaviors because we can control our own destiny.
kind of like The Blind Side. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
How he started off so poor and without anything, and next thing you know, he has a family and he's a professional football player. I just feel like it's kind of like that, where we really we're in charge of our lives and we have agency and we can choose, and so it kind of just reminds me of that a little bit.
Okay. So the next question is, if you were on the fence when it comes to same-sex marriage, how would you feel after listening to his speech?
Empathetic.
Okay.
There you go. I like it.
I mean, his speech made me want to reach out and support him as an individual.
Yeah.
Why is that, Rich?
Just because of the way he used his story and his persuasion.
I feel like stories make everything better. It helps people relate, and it just helps people feel comfortable almost.
Yeah. He was very persuasive
I agree.
because of, I mean, he made it relate to every single one of us. We all have a family. His family is defined different than my family, but we all have a family, and we all want our family, we all want our children to grow up and be productive and healthy and contribute to society.
Yeah.
Sure.
Did you get that,
Okay.
Hannah?
So, yeah, I did. Are you guys ready to move on?
Yeah. That was perfect.
Okay. What was less effective about his speech?
Like this tall.
Did you all hear that?
Yeah.
What was less effective about his speech?
Yeah.
One more.
Did Angelina write anything on this?
I hope she did, because I had a really tough time trying to figure something out.
Yeah, that's why I'm like.
I'm trying to think if there was much data in his speech.
There wasn't. It was all personal.
It was all personal opinion
Yeah,
and personal.
it
Here's
was.
me. I'm
A lot of stories.
You know, it was a lot. Yeah, it was just he told his story about how he became a college kid, successful Eagle Scout, blah 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 blah, and I had two mothers. Like, well, big deal. Where's the data that supports your opinion? That's the only thing I can think of, is that it wasn't much data.
Okay, she did write it. So it
What'd
says,
you say?
I am not going to lie, but this young did give a heartfelt, I'm thinking she said did give a heartfelt testimony. After listening to this young man's speech, I noticed that his stance was on discrimination. The thing that was noted as less effective was not having or giving his personal stance regarding marriage. If people realized that heterosexual had marriage and homosexuals had their domestic partnership, which were the same thing technically, but under different labels. Oh wait, that's the next one, isn't it? Oh wait, why all the drama? They both had their equal rights. When homosexuals advocate for marriage, I felt like is this all the same one, or am I going on to other?
You're
I don't
good. Keep
know.
reading.
Okay, when
Keep reading.
homosexuals advocate for marriage, I felt like it was attacking heterosexuals, not like invading into our lives, but like trying to tear us down by the frustrations they had against us for whatever reason. I am assuming their grudge they had on people who have mistreated them, and religion which frowns upon their sexual sins. This young man indicated that his family attends church regularly. There were some homosexuals that still attend church, although they are not completely religious. They tend to focus more that God loves them because they are children of God and dismiss God's potential in them. I thought that was beautiful. I liked it.
Sure.
Did you get any of that, Hannah?
Okay. I got some of it. Some of it was coming in and out, but I'll just go
Oh, it was in and out?
on it. can go look it up later. It's fine.
Okay, it's here and it's awesome.
Sweet. Okay, what principles of effective writing did you see in this article? And this is the article by Matt Walsh. Let me pull up the actual name so we can remember it.
Yeah.
It is Matt Walsh.
Matt Walsh blog.
Angelina wrote one for this too.
What'd she say?
It's long. It says, I really liked how Matt pointed out that homosexual marriage is not equal to homosexual... What? No. Okay, pointed out that heterosexual marriage is not equal to homosexual marriage, but different, of course, because we are able to bear children. Matt went on to say that marriage is, or at least was, the context in which families are formed and maintained, which makes me sad that some are trying to change this beautiful definition. That's what she said.
Okay, any other thoughts?
I agree with her that it is really sad that people are trying to change the definition because, I don't know, the world is changing so much and it's now swaying more on the side of the earthly things rather than the godly things, rather than what Heavenly Father had planned for us, so it's really sad.
Well, not only in the changing of the definition, but I think what Matt was saying is that we have two groups of people. One group is demanding to be treated exactly the same when they're not exactly the same.
Right.
They want equal rights, they want equal this, equal that, when they don't contribute to society in an equal fashion. If we want the propagation of our species to continue, we cannot rely upon homosexual relationships to get it done. Just plain and simple. And so they're two completely different entities, structures,
You guys still hear me?
organizations.
Can you repeat that, Rich? My internet just cut out. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's all right. Matt was saying that both, well, the homosexuals want equal rights, they want equal this, equal that, when really we can't be treated as equals. Heterosexual and homosexual are completely different. They're not going to give you the same result of into society. If we're counting on the propagation of the human species, we cannot expect homosexuals to accomplish that. It's by nature, it's not possible.
True. Truth to that. Okay. Next one is, what is the dance? Anyone want to go?
I think Angelina wrote one on that too.
Yeah, she did.
Go ahead, Nicole. Why don't you read it this time?
Sure. It was, what was the bias and or the premise for his stance, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she wrote, Matt's stance appears to be that there are some people that don't realize or recognize that there are alternative forms of families already out there. As well, Matt brings up how or what exactly are people defining marriage as? A romantic context, a family context. Further along, Matt brings up that we are nobody to change the Constitution. However, people still live however they want. No matter what people say, what religion or the law says, people still live however they want to. So why be so adamant about changing the laws? Another point that I liked that Matt pointed out was that the democratic system is filled with corruption. Matt's point by signaling out that a gay judge overthrew Prop 8 was an example of corruption. I am sure that the judge judged the case by basis on his personal... Oh, it just jumped down. There we go. On his personal belief instead of the concerns of the people. Yeah. What do you guys think?
I appreciated his stance, whether you call it political, whether you call it religious, or just common sense out there on the street. He made some valid points. He backed them up with a variety of different reasonings. There still wasn't a lot of data in his article, but nonetheless, it was if you're going to demand this on one side of the spectrum, you have to allow us on the other side of the spectrum to have our rights to say or do the same thing. You can't expect me to give you the rights and then you not give me that same right to say what I think. If that makes sense, I don't remember exactly the words that he used, but
So isn't that like freedom of speech, really?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Savannah wrote something too. She said that same-sex families are just as normal as other families. It was all opinions and no research or facts. Matt's stance was that gay and traditional marriage are two different things that should be treated differently.
Agreed.
Me too. I agree. Oh, whoops. It grouped two answers together.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
I
My
probably
bad, Savannah.
We've lost Hannah.
Can you guys hear me, or am I still mute?
Oh, wait. I can hear you now.
Hey, now it's working. Okay, it grouped like both answers together in a weird way, like it didn't make sense. So
It's okay. They were both good.
Huh.
Welcome back, Hannah.
I think
Can't
Matt
enjoy that
Walsh
all
has he has some interesting views. I read some of his other stuff before, but he does, I don't know, it seems like he doesn't use very many like studies, or he likes to,
He's a blogger.
Yeah, he's a blogger. You're exactly right. Yeah.
He's not a research scientist. He's not a UFI therapist or member or board or whatever. He's a blogger.
He's always very blunt, and it gets under people's skin sometimes, but he gets to the point. I like it.
Yeah. Efficient. Gets his point across.
Yeah, seriously.
So do you think he is more persuasive than the second?
The story guy?
Yeah, the story guy.
I don't know. Stories really, get me. They, catch my attention. If there's not a story, I have a hard time, this is going to sound bad, but in sacrament meeting, if you start off with a story, you'll catch me the entire time. But, because it's relatable. So that, for me, is something that, really works for me. But other people are different, so.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's really what we're discussing in this discussion board. It's not whether or not we believe that gay families are cool or not.
Right.
It's the research, it's the persuasive, it's this type of speaking or this type of writing
right.
that allows us to become better at what we're trying to do, whether that's advocating for the family or promoting the next greatest movie that we see or restaurant or whatever type of advertising we word of mouth do. When we're advocating, if we're going to tell a story, we're going to catch more people's interest, and they're going to listen to us. And when we have data and research and all that kind of stuff added into it, that's a little plug for our assignment that we're supposed to be writing these papers. Then
I feel like Heavenly Father.
Do it.
Sorry, you go, Rich.
No, I'm done.
Hey,
I just feel
guys,
like Heavenly. Yeah.
Okay, can we go back to the basis and premise question for a stance? My internet cut out again, please.
No.
No? Okay.
Just teasing.
All right, so what I remember is the democratic system is full of corruption. That's all I remember hearing.
I think let me summarize. The basis of his concepts or his talk was he's a blogger. He puts his opinions out there. He backs his opinions with common sense or common knowledge or what his views would represent, but there's no data behind it. There's no
Truth.
research or truth yet.
Okay.
While you were finding your next internet connection, we also were talking about how I just forgot what we were talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember what we were talking about.
It's all videoed though.
That's true.
It's recorded.
Woo!
All right. So next question, if we're all good.
Yeah.
If you were on the fence when it comes to same-sex marriage, how would you feel after reading this article?
I think it's interesting. Like, he does bring up some good points about, like, Prop 8 and when that was, like, still in the air that I think people probably wouldn't notice unless they did read it or did look into it more. You know, that I think, like, those are good points, but I don't think it would, like, sell me completely just by reading his article.
He definitely made me want to go and learn more about the topics
Yeah.
that he was discussing.
And I feel like as writers, that's kind of what they're trying to do. I feel like that's what they're trying to capture your attention enough to go research it, because they know that with one person's opinion and one person's facts, it doesn't mean that it's correct. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think in that way he did a good job, but obviously there's room for more, I guess, more opinions
Improvement.
and facts. Yeah, improvement.
Okay. What was less effective about his article?
Lack of data again.
Sorry, like appealed to like the emotional side of marriage much at all. Like he kind of just spewed out like opinion, like kind of harsh facts, stuff like that. And then he didn't really like leave room like for the emotional side of marriage, which is a big part of marriage too. You have to have it like the emotional connection too.
True. True to that. All right, and then anyone have any more questions?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Awesome. We're done.
Yay! Good job, guys.
So
And
we
it
need
only
a
took us 30 minutes.
we need a summary statement now for the last couple of minutes.
Oh. Anyone want to give that?
Go ahead, Nicole.
Stories. I don't know. The first article, although it was tailored to religious believers, which we probably all are, I assume, even though it tailored to what should be us, we still didn't like it because of the way it was presented and the lack of facts or statistics.
Data.
Solely opinion-based, and it wasn't very kind, and I think that made it hard. The second guy we really liked because he told stories. We thought that his argument was good and more easily acceptable. It was an easier pill to swallow just because he told the story. He talked about like the real world in a kind of more logical way, I think. The Matt Walsh blog we liked, and again, it was kind of tailored to what should be a little bit more towards us, our age group. And he did bring up some good points to help us, want to research more into it, to make our own opinions. He didn't add very many, facts or statistics on his own, but he did kind of get us the drive to want to do it. Is there anything else I'm missing?
That was so good. I liked it.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Till again next week, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Bye.